So what if I told you that setting up with driver, just this little rehearsal is going to help you produce baby little draw shots like that with your drive all day long. And it's going to help you fix the key area that most golfers never ever work on with their driver. Now, I know what you're thinking, sounds incredibly simple. So what do I see with most golfers with driver? Well, from a decent setup position, I don't think that shape of shot is what we normally see. For me, what we normally see with drivers is much more the ball curving way out to the right, losing both distance and accuracy. And the area that most golfers really struggle with is where this club face is pointing relative to the path. So anytime you're slicing the golf ball, that club face is coming back open to the path. And it doesn't actually matter whether you're swinging from the inside with an open club face, because that'll just produce that push slice, or whether you're somebody who almost tries to get around it by swinging out to in, club face open, and just getting a really glancing blow that goes nowhere. So the big challenge is most golfers get here, make a decent backswing, but as they start their downswing, all their body moves towards the ball, slides towards the target, and it coming into impact, the handle of the club leads the club face into impact, and you can see that would be wide open. And occasionally you see some very funky movements trying to save it. But if I said to you, whereas with iron shots, we don't necessarily dislike the idea of lower body and upper body moving towards the target, but with driver, all the best players in the world, from here we see them move towards the target, but then as their lead leg pushes down into the ground kind of pushes back, which gets that upper body going back behind the golf ball. A bit of side bend happens and they come into the ball much more this way. So I'm always a big fan as a coach that helping golfers understand that address and impact are two different positions. So if that's the address position with driver, we don't want to be trying to get back to here. We actually want to be getting more back to there. And I think sometimes by pushing down in the lead foot and just letting that right elbow closer to the side, we can see that little bit of tilt. And I think it's nice just to kind of get that rehearsal. And even then feel that in a couple of practice swings. And a lot of golfers straight away make the comment that it feels like the club head's kind of catching up and overtaking through impact. And you see, if that were to happen more that way, there's a much better chance of that club face closing through impact, hopefully becoming nice and square, or maybe a little bit closed. So if I were to make a swing a little bit slower than normal with that feel, so from there, rehearse that sensation, and then make the swing. So we can see 2.8 degrees closed for the face to path. So that ball curve a little bit right to left, and straight away there, 235 and 257. And literally felt no effort there at all. And yet, that ability to get that club releasing better through the bottom, that wasn't flush out the middle. That was very slightly toey, but still there. No glancing blow across the ball, and even taking a bit of speed out there. Lovely little shape, but nearly 260 yards. And definitely for me, even with driver, I don't feel that exaggerated, because I can feel as soon as I do it, kind of my obliques kind of definitely feel like they're more active in that position. I think I'm a bit more this way normally. But that is massive. And if you can get that club face to path better, straight away going to start influencing the shape of the ball. So even for me, if I were to hit my stock one at the moment with driver, a little bit low off the face, a little bit out the heel, but we can see not a huge amount of shape. And I would say at the moment for me with driver, even with the miss hit, that's pretty much it. So, but I do like that feel of being able, for me personally, to work the ball either way. And definitely because I've been working on hitting that little fade with driver, feel like I've lost that ability to draw it. But certainly now, if I can get there, maybe aim a smidge further right, rehearse that little feel of what I want through impact. and then swing the club. Feels very, very simple there to get that club face closing, get that ball turning over a bit right to left, and starting to get a little bit more distance on those shots. But the key is, like I said, if you can understand how we're going to control that face to path, and we're not doing it simply by rolling our hands, we're just letting the fact that as we get in here, now everything can release more naturally rather than dragging the handle into the ball, which most golfers, again, I would just see stand there. You see that face to path wide open at 7.3 degrees, carry all the way down to 210 and 223 total. So once we can learn to deliver that driver properly and release the club better, not only are we more accurate, but we start hitting the ball much, much further. And all the stats around golf nowadays show that if you can pick up, even if it's 15, 20 yards off the tee, makes a massive difference for your ability to score. But when you're looking at those kind of distances, and it could even be 40, 50 yards, that really can be a game changer just by getting yourself set, rehearsing that little feel of where you want to be at impact, just for a couple of seconds before each shot, maybe a couple of rehearsals, and then you can set up, start releasing driver better, kiss goodbye to that slice forever. And it is amazing how many golfers working on this control that face to path better than ever. And like I said before, just start hitting longer and straighter drives than ever before.